Hi, Morris. How are you?
Hi, Fay. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for joining me for a cup of coffee today.
Thank you. I got my fresh cup of coffee right here.
I've been looking forward to getting together because a hot topic. Everyone, it's on everyone's mind, mine included. And no one has the amount of options and answers like you do. And everyone, your leases are up. Everyone has a lot of car questions. People don't know where to go, where to turn left or right, who to talk to. And in times like this, and in general, you want that that reliable person you can call and talk to, give you all your options. And one thing that I love that separates you from everyone else is you're different from like a typical car dealership. So,
Correct.
people have been asking me, and there's no one that can answer a lot of questions. What's going on right now? What options are than you?
Right. So, yeah, I mean, when you speak to a guy like me who's not trained to sell you any specific make or model, like if you go to a Mercedes dealer to buy a third row SUV, they only have two options to sell you. You're either buying a GLS with a third row or a GLE or maybe a GLB.
Oh, it's funny
But
you say
not
that because I'm sorry to interrupt. It's funny you say that because that's literally what my dilemma is. So,
Right. So like a person who wants to get like a $60,000, GLE and spend, let's say, $700 a month, they might be able to get a $60,000, Lexus and spend $500 a month or $550. So I'm not trained to sell you any specific make or model, but what I do is I see what price point you're looking to be at, and then I can give you options of what is the best value for the dollar, which, dealers, basically only have a certain amount of options to deal with when you're working with, let's just say, a family SUV with a third row or a compact sedan. There's not so many options. So what makes me different from the dealer is A, that, and secondly is what I tell you is the price that you get. I don't change the details. There's something called the driveway price, where once you get the car, things change, the pricing changes, the details change, the term of the lease changes. I don't do that. 23 years ago when I started in this business, I revolutionized the business by telling everyone the way it is, the best price the first time. And a guy asked me, "Are you giving me the best price?" And I said, "I am the first time." And he goes, "But how do I know that?" I said, "Because if you didn't ask me that question, then I would be taking advantage of you, because if I could save you another $50 a month and I didn't give that to you initially, then that's something that, wouldn't have, been an integral part of who I am and, how I do things."
It says a lot about you and character, which is super important, especially in the type of business you're in. And that's why it was also important. I wanted to get together for this cup of coffee with you today, is because, even people come to us for real estate options. And not all real estate agents or companies are created equal. The reason why we've done so well is because, and why we become a forever agent to so many people, is because we give people real options. You tell us, this is my price point, this is what I can get, I really want this type of house. And we work our best to please people. And it seems like, you do the same thing. You don't want to play games. There's too many people that give a lot of misinformation out there. There is a lot of misinformation out there. I've been in a position where I got misinformed when it came to a car as well. So I think it's really important, and you hit home from when your initial contact with someone. You wanna make sure people know they're in good hands. People don't want to play games, and especially again, and I hate to say, but in times like this, and moving forward, people want good options, but real options.
Right. I mean, right now, especially like our service, which we've done throughout all, is we deliver the car directly to your home or office as a courtesy, no charge, which makes it easy for people. We do everything over the phone, over email. I'll get on a conference, a FaceTime or a Zoom with someone if they want to meet face to face, which I've done previously. So this really simplifies the whole process of not having to go to a dealer, not having to expose yourself to any, health risks. We'll sign the vehicle, we'll sign the paperwork outside the home on the porch or, outside the vehicle, which makes it easy for people. And a lot of people today, right now, their main concern is
Blowing up. I'm sorry to interrupt. That's great. That's good.
Yeah. I should shut off my phone.
No. Don't worry. No, it's good. It's good.
So, so with everything going on with this whole virus, financially, people are very conscious of the dollar, which they should be. And I am as well myself. And so it's important that, like, you know, people know that they're getting the best price the first time. And a lot of the times I tell people, in your situation, you're looking for this specific make and model, I want you to extend your lease. And they say, but how could you tell me to extend my lease if you're not going to make a sale? I said, I'm not trained to sell you a car today. My goal is to give you advice, because if I sell you a car in a month or 2 months from now, and I could save you $50 a month or $80 a month over the term of the lease, I know that's something that you'll take with you forever. And you know, and we have a saying, once you go global, you don't go back. Yeah. And it's true, because the advice that we give you from, you know, when you turn in your vehicle, we turn that in for you. We give you advice if your vehicle needs any body work. We have a shop we work with who basically will, you know, if your vehicle needs work, we'll take care of that, so you're not without a car. When we bring you the new car, we'll take back the old car and do the work for you. So, you know, there's a lot of, in a business that you're blinded by, and you know, there are a lot of things that people try to do to take advantage. And I find that to be very disheartening. You know, for an example, the guy came to fix my washing machine, and he said, you know, it's $250. And then I paid him. When I got the bill, it says labor $225, part $25. It took him 12 minutes to do it. So that type of business is a blinding business, because you don't know if a thermostat for a dryer, a thermostat for a dryer should be 25 or should be 225. But because, you know, when you're not educated in that field, you want someone that's going to give you the right advice, and someone who's going to, you know, make you feel comfortable throughout the whole process.
No, which is great. And then another thing, which is a great thing you answered, is people want to know, well, I don't feel comfortable. I don't want to go into dealerships. I don't want to go. And you're able to virtually connect, FaceTime connect. You're able to do things so it's kind of smooth, and deliver the car right to the driveway, bring the keys and done, and drive off into the sunset and enjoy yourself. Because, you know, a great escape for a lot of people is getting into that car. People, they try to, you try with what you want, with your character. You try to find a car that meets your needs, but your lifestyle as well. Some people, you know, and they like getting into their car, taking that ride and relaxing, and the weather now and everything, right?
Right. So I agree. And it's funny you say that, because I have people who you know, happens to be, my dad's a real estate lawyer and I'm in the car business. So the two most important things to people today, besides health and family, is their home and their cars. Yeah. So, you know, I feel like it's an important part of someone's life, you know, to be able to have a car that fits their needs, that's in their budget, you know, and, you know, for example, like I have like lease returns on cars that I'm delivering now. You know, I have this new Volvo XC90 that's been very, you know, well priced. You know, I have a BMW 7 Series that's due back on a lease return. I have a BMW 640. You know, so I have these lease returns. There's a Maserati Ghibli. There's a Porsche 911, Jeep Grand Cherokee. So right now, like, I try to fit like what I think works best for people. And sometimes people, when I say how many children you have, it's only because I know that certain vehicles aren't going to suit them well. Because if they're going to have 3 kids in the second row of of an Acura RDX, that's not going to work for you. And I don't want to have to deliver a car where you're going to be unhappy and be in a marriage per se for 3 years, and it's not going to suit you. So I sort of like to get into the nitty gritty about, like what you said, people's, situation with how many children they have. What are you looking for? If you're going to do a lot of miles, does it pay to take a hybrid over a gas car? So, it's just, it's interesting that there's so many, there's so many dynamics of it.
With all those options, you can help people who kind of find, they might be in a car that they're miserable for the last few years because it wasn't a good fit. Personality, family, lifestyle, everything, price. And sometimes it's hard when you're going for just one car, one dealership, and it doesn't leave you with many options. And sometimes you just, these are the only options I have, and you enter into something that's not good. That's like when you're rushing to buy the home and it's not the perfect home for you, and you end up, oh my God, I can't wait to move. So it's a relationship building, but it's also having the options, or real life options, real time options. You just literally showed us with the shift of your camera, all the great options you have. So, and it's true, because you saw right there, you had a different array, different price points, different sizes, from single to couple to married. And it's hard sometimes to find that one person or that one car. Like you said, I might think I'm only stuck with car type A, but you have car type B that, wow, Morris wasn't for you. I wouldn't have even considered it.
Right, like a guy was looking for a Nissan Sentra the other day, and he was going to spend $250, and I said, look, you need a car to go from A to B, to go to the train and back. So why not save $70 a month, which to some people is not a lot of money, but to
Oh, it
me,
adds up.
it's,
It adds up.
it adds up, and not only that, it's 20% of the payment. So I said, if your your lease payment goes down by 20 or 25%, and you can get a Hyundai Elantra for 180, why not do it? And he goes, you know what? I went to the Nissan dealer. The guy would have not told me, go next door and get a Hyundai for $70 less a month. He just kept pushing me and telling me, this is what you need to do. You got to wrap up the deal now to get this price. And, like you said, people do appreciate, you giving them what's their best interest and not what's best for me. If I need to make a sale this month, but I know the program may get better next month or the following month, I would say, look, extend your lease for a month or two if it's feasible for you, and I'll get you a car in July or August,
Yeah. Before we go today, because this was fantastic. You literally, you showed the cars, you showed the options, you talk about the option, talk about which way to go, how to approach things. What's the best way? So someone says, you know what, how do I get in touch with Morris? What do I need to do? Like, walk me through the process. Say, you know what, Morris, I heard about you. I've been waiting for a guy like you. I need help. I need you to help me with my car options. It means a lot to me. People spend a lot of time in their cars. I know I do. So it's a big deal. So what do we do?
So the best way, like if you're an email type of person, you could email me. What's great about me is you could text me, email me, or call me. Some people are not email savvy and tech savvy. I say you can call me. I have a book with all my leads. I write everything down. Tell me what you're looking for, what vehicle you're in, because I know sometimes that the vehicles that you have now in the household gives you extra rebates, for example. And when I get all that information, so I would say you can call my cell phone, you can text me, or you can email me, whatever you prefer. And I'm always responsive. I'm not one of these guys where you call me. If I miss a phone call, I get back to everybody. I make sure to be very organized and very responsive, because a lot of people, unfortunately, in the business is overwhelmed with leads. But I know that getting back to someone, even to tell them, hey, look, I didn't forget about you. I'm working on it.
It means everything.
It means that like they're on your mind, and you have them on the radar. So,
and the biggest bottom line is people don't want to waste your time, and people don't want to waste their time. And a phone call, a text, it makes a big deal, and your reputation speaks for itself. And there's a reason why you've been doing this for like a long time. People want to know which way to go, and sometimes you need a little bit of navigating, just like you trust the real estate, you need your trusted guide for the car options,
Right. So it was great catching up to you with you, and I appreciate your time, and I hope everyone in your family and everyone who sees this, their families are safe, and I hope that everything with this C word, I don't even say the word anymore, comes to an end very soon. So we'll get back to the new normal.
No, but it's nice that even before we've got into that next phase or whatever, we don't have to wait. We can reach out to you, more. So it's been great for catching up for a cup of coffee. I'm sure you're going to be getting a lot of phone calls. Your phone's going to keep blowing up. But thank you for what you do, and we'll be talking to you soon.
Thank you.
Enjoy. We'll see you soon. Thanks.
Bye.